Are you struggling in your marriage and want to reconnect with your wife? Are you sick and tired of trying to take one step forward and end up taking 2 steps back? Well, brother, you're in the right place, because today I'm going to be covering the 7 time-tested tips to help you repair your marriage even when your wife has completely checked out of the marriage. So if this is your first time here, my name's Luke Finn and I help dads avoid unnecessary divorce and reignite the relationship with their wives. So make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel and smash the bell button to be notified every time I release a new video each week. Now make sure to stick around to the end of this video to get the opportunity to enroll in my free masterclass. In the free masterclass, you'll get to diagnose your marriage and learn what it's going to take to reconcile with your wife, and also see the #1 hidden roadblock that's preventing you from reconciling with your wife. So with that being said, let's dive right in. So first off, who am I to be giving you 7 time-tested tips to repair your marriage? So guys, I've spent the last 4 years working with hundreds of men in the most difficult situations, in the most dire situations where the wives have completely checked out, have been talking to divorce lawyers, or are already in another relationship and have helped them reconcile. So after these 4 years of working with these hundreds of clients and helping them reconcile, I've basically seen the trends and have come up with these 7 time-tested tips that you can apply to repair your marriage. So with that being said, let's get straight into these tips. Tip #1, what you got to do, guys, is you've got to give her space and time. I know you're in a difficult space at the moment. You know, this came out of the left field. You didn't see it coming. You were not expecting this. And the first thing that you want to do is reach out to her, get her to sit down and talk with you, get your feelings out, talk about the relationship. Let her, you want her to see you've changed. You want to show her that it's possible that you can change. But guys, this is not what you want to do. This is needy and it just pushes her further away. So what you need to do, if your wife has just told you that she's not in love with you anymore or that she's done, the first thing you need to do is just take a deep breath, calm down, everything's going to be fine, you're in the right place, we got you, I got you. So what you need to do is take some time, give her space, and look, where you're at the moment is completely possible to reconcile from here. It just requires a proven process and time. So relax, you've got all the time in the world, and I'm going to take you through these tips. They're going to help you start making progress with your wife today. So the first thing is give her space and time to process this. The second tip to repair your marriage is heal. Guys, you've just gotten a huge shock. Your wife has said she's done, and you might be panicking and you'll be like, I need to save this right now. I need to get her to see that I've changed. You need to take care of yourself, brother. You're in a really tough space at the moment and you need to heal that hurt. You love this woman. You know, you've probably been with her from anywhere from 10 to 15 years and this is a big shock. So what you need to do, and in order for you to be able to start moving forward, is you need to be able to heal that hurt. Because if you don't heal that hurt, what you continue to do is act needy, reaching out to her and pushing your agenda of reconciling, and that is a big turnoff. So the time-tested tip #2 is you got to heal and look inside and work on yourself on that pain that's there and release it, so you can start showing up as the empowered man that you deserve to be and that she deserves to have. All right. Tip #3 for repairing your marriage is awareness, guys. Once you've started working on your hurt and your healing, you then need to understand what got you to the point where you're at in your marriage today. Awareness is key. You didn't get here just out of chance. There's been literally steps that have happened in your marriage over the last 10 or 15 years that has caused your wife to say, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't see any other option but to end this marriage, okay? Now, I've covered this in another training where I talk about the 5 havoc-wreaking behaviors in the marriage. I'm going to talk more about that towards the end of the video. It's what I covered in the masterclass, so make sure to stick around to the end where I'm going to tell you exactly how you can gain awareness on the 5 havoc-wreaking behaviors that have caused you to end up where you're at today. Tip #4 is, and this is really important, guys, this is why it's so important to follow the second tip of healing is no blame or shame. I've got amazing clients in my program. Some of them, their wives are having an affair, they've checked out of the marriage, and the first thing I work on them is getting them to heal and to get rid of this blame or shame, because it's easy to blame and shame, especially if you feel like you've been wronged. But if you want to reconcile, and this is what you want, You need to heal, and you need to let go of this blame and shame, because if you don't, it's basically the biggest thing that you're going to trip up on, because every opportunity when she starts opening up and there's an opportunity for you to make progress, that hurt will come up and you'll blame her or you'll shame her, and that literally just pushes her further and further away. So it's so important, guys, to release that feeling of blame and shame towards your wife, but also towards yourself. I hear lots of men saying, Luke, I failed as a husband, I failed as a dad. And like, guys, this is not true. We're all a work in progress. We're all wanting to get better. And all we can do, guys, is accept, okay, the mistakes that we've made in the past and say, look, I'm going to change and become better. So tip number 4, guys, release blame or shame, because it's just a low level energy and it just keeps you stuck. It doesn't serve you, it doesn't serve your wife, and it doesn't serve anybody, to be completely honest. Tip number 5, guys, clear communication. It's so important to be able to first of all, recognize when your wife is starting to open up. How do you start navigating that? When she's got those walls up, if you're feeling distance, how do you recognize she's so stonewalling you, and what do you need to do to get her to lower those walls? How do you get her to start to feel safe, to rebuild the emotional safety so that she can open up and you guys can start connecting, right? Now, I've created a communication guide after working with hundreds of men and seeing the challenges that they face in their marriage. Now, if you would like that communication guide, check down in the description. You can get a copy of that free communication guide to help you to communicate from your heart and start making progress on repairing your marriage today. Tip number 6, guys, is you've got to rebuild your confidence. Guys, you've just taken a big hit here, right? You're in a state of shock, you're hurt, and it's easy to start feeling sorry for yourself, and you do need to heal. But once you've done all that and you've done the work, you need to start rebuilding your confidence and start recognizing the wonderful dad, husband, and human being that you are, regardless of whether your wife has checked out of the marriage or not. You are a wonderful human being, and you need to rebuild that confidence in yourself. Because guess what, guys? That's exactly what attracts your wife back in. When you start letting go of those behaviors that were ruining the marriage, when you start, really loving yourself and showing up as the empowered human being that you are, guys, that's like magnetic for her. It's absolutely magnetic, and she gets attracted back in. And what some people do, a big mistake that a lot of dads make when they're trying to reconcile with their wife, is they're too focused on wanting her to see that they've changed. They're like a show pony, and that doesn't help, guys. You don't want to be a show pony jumping through hoops for your wife. You want to be really clear on who you are, what you stand for, and your value as a human being. All right? And tip number 7, guys, is a proven process. So you've got a long road ahead of yourself here. This is not something that you can just do a quick fix and your wife is going to reconcile and jump into the marriage. There is a step-by-step process that you need to follow in order to reconcile. And you've got a long, long way ahead of you at the moment. And there's going to be obstacles along the way. Like, what do you do with that other person, that friend or the relation? Maybe it's a sister or a mother that is interfering in the marriage. They're toxic. What do you do there? What do you do when she starts opening up and being happy, and then you go and try and say to her, hey, what's the story with the relationship? And she says, no, I still want a divorce. There's obstacles along the way, guys. And if you're like me, and a lot of men that I know, we're alpha males, right? We want to do things ourselves. And there's plenty of things in life that it's good to do it ourselves, right? But when it comes to your marriage, you do not want to be going this alone. You want to be getting a proven process that's going to give you a roadmap of how to get from where you're at today all the way through to reconciliation, covering every single scenario that pops up, right? Now, after 4 years of helping dads reconcile in the most difficult situations, like Jeremy, who joined my program, his wife was talking to a divorce lawyer, he was completely checked out, she said she hated him, he went in and he applied my proven process, which is called the ARC system, and within a couple of weeks, his wife had done a U-turn and had joined back into the marriage, and they created a new intimate relationship, more intimate than they'd ever had before. So my proven process is called the ARC system, and like I promised at the beginning, I'm going to give you the opportunity to join my free masterclass. And in that masterclass, you're going to get to straight away apply the ARC system to rebuild your confidence and begin the reconciliation process with your wife. You'll also get to see the number one reason why your wife has checked out of the marriage, and diagnose your marriage and learn what it's going to take to reconcile. So if you'd like to join that masterclass, check the link down in the description below, click that link and join that masterclass today. And if you haven't done already, I want to invite you to my marriage support group for dads. This is an amazing community filled with dads who want to create an unbreakable marriage. You can find the link down below. Join this wonderful community of dads on my Facebook group. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you've got any questions at all, post them down in the comments below. And if you found this video useful, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and smash that bell button so you'll be notified every time I release a new video each week. So with that being said, I look forward to seeing you on the next video.